What's going on, you guys? In this video today, I'm going to talk about my little marketing phrase I've been using for a little bit of time. The only secret is there are no secrets. All right. The only secret is there are no secrets. I'm going to go over kind of what inspired me to come up with that, as well as kind of what the meaning is behind it and how you should apply it for yourself with. It could be with fitness, could be with anything you do. It's in the context of when you're potentially working with other coaches or trainers or just someone where you're trying to learn knowledge from them. Okay. And this is definitely the way with fitness. I found it to be this way with business. I think this expression, the only secret is there are no secrets, has applications to almost just about anything, potentially does have applications to everything. I can speak on experience. It has applications with fitness. It has applications with business as well. For those of you that are very career and business driven and want to be in business for yourself one day, this is gonna save you a lot of time and energy with things, and it's going to give you some insights to give you to be who to be looking to learn from. All right, so let's get right in. So what I see largely in the online world is with the terms of, and not everyone is like this, but this is what ends up in our feeds. People basically making it seem like they have some kind of a secret or edge that no one else knows about, that like even further, like no one else is going to figure out, or no one else has figured out, that's like their edge. That's something so special that you're gonna either pay them or they're gonna teach you little layers of it and stuff, right? It typically involves you pay them to learn the thing from them. Okay. And it's largely just like people sell more of systems now versus more providing you a service where they really like assess where you are, what you need to do, and what's going to work best for you based on your style and what you need to do to improve. All right, because we all have inherent strengths and weaknesses, and there's times where we just have to kind of hone in on what those strengths and weaknesses are. But sometimes we have to improve upon our weaknesses in order to be accomplishing what we want to achieve. Okay, the context with this with lifting is if you're looking to lift X amount of pounds on whatever kind of a lift, let's say a squat, or let's say a deadlift, or let's say a bench press, you can do things to try to put yourself in your strongest kind of position to lift the weight to an extent. Eventually, though, you get to a point where you have to your weakest link in the chain is going to be what is going to hold you back from lifting more weight, i.e. you've got to strengthen other areas, whether it be with, if you're having trouble on a bench press locking out, you got to strengthen then maybe your shoulders, or more likely your triceps, to be improving further and not just benching in a certain way to use your strongest muscles already. It could be that way with any lift. Okay, business wise, you got to try to figure something when you're, that okay, what's going to be well suited for your personality type, what you're good at, what you have good aptitude to do to an extent. But then to another extent, there's going to be times that you're going to have to learn new skills and adapt yourself to be able to reach the goals that you want with your business, right? There's always this kind of a balance between when you just hone in on your strengths versus when you gotta bring up your weaknesses so that way you can keep progressing. Okay. But what these people are doing with the things that I've found, and I know this is big like this with fitness, with business, and I can see what fitness as well. It's what some of the other coaches and trainers do. Not all of them, but some of them just they kind of have a system of how they do things. They're going to try to lump you in, you and anyone else, into it, and that's the way things are done. It's not this kind of application process of figuring, okay, how does this person, how do they as an individual what do they need to do? What do they need to improve upon to get to where they are? What are their strengths and weaknesses already that we can kind of hone in with and take those strengths and ride them to get better results? Okay. They're not doing this. What they're doing more is they're telling you there's some kind of a secret. They have some kind of a secret system, some kind of a proprietary process that is just, it's better than everything else, or it's just, maybe they don't say it's better than everything else, but it's that good. And it's like, yeah, this is what you're missing out on. And it's allegedly what worked for them. Maybe it did. We don't know the full story. Maybe it did. Maybe it didn't. Maybe it worked for them at a certain point that they were at as an individual. Not everyone else is at that point with those kind of traits they have. And, it's just basically just, they have this kind of system, but it's not really true knowledge. And it kind of goes along with just a non-adaptable kind of way. They got kind of one way to do things. And it's not like they understand the area of principles that goes into something like, i.e. like building a physique, or i.e. just having a profitable business. They don't understand the array of principles that goes, everything that kind of goes into it. They just kind of have a set system that allegedly worked for them. Let's say it did work for them. It worked for them in their specific situation. And, you know, everyone's different though. Everyone has different strengths and weaknesses. Everyone has different needs with their physique. People have different structures. People's muscle fibers are different with type 1 versus type 2 muscle fibers. Everyone just responds a little differently to training. They have different aptitudes to be learning movements, different aptitudes to be growing muscle, different aptitude to get stronger, different aptitude to get more powerful. Everyone's different, and and there aren't really any secrets. If anything, there's really just kind of, you have principles of how things work, and you got to have good knowledge with how to apply them to you, basically. All right. And so that's kind of my little thing with the only secret is there are no secrets. I mean, all I see with how people are selling stuff is to make it seem like there's some kind of a secret that they've got, and that, that is just a special thing that's just, it just, like, there's like truly a secret. It's not a secret. It's a lot of these secrets, or someone took something that was known about. Maybe it even had a different application what it was used for. I'm thinking of like diets that were designed for people with certain health conditions that are now rolled out for weight loss, getting people leaner. It's not really like that there's a secret. It's just they kind of maybe took something and used a different application for it. Sometimes they just take a bunch of things together, stick them together as part of their program. None of them are secrets, and then together they make it like there's some kind of a secret system they have. And again, there is not really that they're ever secrets. Sometimes you have people that are really sharp that do come up with something pretty ingenious, or something that just they figure something out that other people aren't thinking of the same way. There are times like that, so don't want to put everyone down. But when you see this many people with this many proprietary systems, with this got this many special techniques of what they do to help you do this or help you do that, whether it be help you to achieve this physique or help you to do this with your business, with whatever, getting more clients, getting more leads, but booking more calls. It's when you see this many things, you just know that most people, they don't have any secrets. They barely really have any knowledge of what to be doing. They have something that allegedly worked for them, and under and obviously maybe they have some other people it's helped as well. But if you do enough, you have, how many people go to the gym out of what, 10, 20 people go to the gym? It's like someone is going to get some kind of a result that's an improvement from where they started to where they get to from their time in the gym, right? The expression, any idiot can make gains in the gym if they were sitting on the couch and not eating well before, right? Any idiot can come in and get some kind of a result in the gym. And it's really just getting trickier for people to decipher things with, who really knows what they're talking about, who doesn't. Because I'll tell you, most of the things I see in my feed with the kind of results promised with stuff with business and with fitness people that are, trying to coach and mentor others and have some kind of knowledge or some kind of a whatever coaching program, some kind of a trainer app they're selling access to, some kind of a course type of model they're selling. Like, it's insane, like how many things are out there, and I don't see a lot of people telling people more of the style like, well, the only secret is there are no secrets. You have principles that you have to learn. You have to really just know how to apply them to you, and you got to get in and try things, see what works, and make adjustments as you're going, because it's just most people, and some people do really have the kind of knowledge, and I, as a coach, have a level of knowledge where I know the kind of things based on when I assess people, what's more likely to work for them than not. But there's still a level of experimentation that we got to go in and see how our clients do with things, and then we got to make adjustments. And I'm not seeing, and just from my experience with working with people, from my experience from just when I'm seeing how others are, from my time when I was in school, in college, my time when I just worked a job at a gym, just front desk sales, my time in public accounting. Most people just basically are sold on systems and have their systems of how they do things, and they're very unadaptable. And they do that's why the marketing is done the way it is, with telling you there's a secret to this, the secret to gaining this physique, the secret to scaling your business, the secret to losing weight, the secret foods you should be eating to lose weight or to gain muscle. This is like what people look for as consumers. I personally don't, but just as a consumer, all I see is people marketing things this way. You could have someone that does the marketing that way, but then they do a totally other thing when you work with them. You absolutely could. This could be with fitness or with business, because we know as marketers what people go for. They go for secrets and nonsense and BS. And they don't go for someone just telling them basically the truth that, you've got principles of how things work, and have to know how to apply them to you in your circumstance, which changes over time. You don't constantly do the same things to keep progressing. It changes over time. What's the best thing for you to be doing? What stage you're at based on the circumstances. You got, it's not like a secret like that. You got to find that little secret under a rock, and then that's what you do to get the result. It's not like everything's pretty much in the open for the most part, with exceptions where sometimes we learn new things, but pretty much everything's in the open, and you got to know how to apply it to you. And part of it, there's a level of experimentation. You got to test things and see how they work. I think it's even more so with business, but with fitness to an extent too. You got to see what works. I see people with all kinds of great physiques, like how many different training styles there are. And some of it's just, some people can just get gains in different types of training styles. I think a lot are that way, that have good propensities to be making good results. And I think even plenty of others, as long as they work hard enough, given enough time, they can get good results with different types of styles, as long as that overall style is sound. I think it's the same way with business too, but none of this stuff is rocket science that I teach with fitness, but there's still a science behind it, And with science, it's there aren't really secrets with science. There are things sometimes we take time to discover, but there aren't really secrets. So, guys, my biggest message with the only secret is there are no secrets. It's kind of a silly conundrum I came up with, but it's to tell you that for the most part, we know a lot of the principles of what we need. It's possible there's things we can still learn, but for the most part, we know generally what's needed. And if there's any things we learn that are new, a lot of times it's going to be when a very specific circumstance comes up that we haven't seen before, and that maybe someone hasn't, there's been this circumstance before someone has had with their physique or with some kind of an injury or whatever the deal is. But we haven't put it together really how we use the principles that are already in place and that we already have a good understanding of to that unique circumstance. I don't think that there's much secrets left, if at all. I think everything's pretty much in the open, or just it's got to be smart enough people that know how to just apply things to individuals to get them results. I think it's more of that. And guys, that's the message. If you're looking for things as a consumer and stuff, if you happen to come across my channel and you're listening to this stuff and it's just like, well, yeah, why do I want to work with this guy? He doesn't have any secrets. I can do it myself. Well, then do it yourself. But a lot of these don't. And some of you maybe are going to go for something that someone telling you their secrets, basically telling you smooth words, things that you'd like to hear to make you feel better, that like, yeah, there's a reason I haven't gotten the results I want. And it's not because you haven't been doing the work, or you haven't given it enough time. You haven't worked hard enough. You haven't worked smart enough. Like there's a secret. It's like, you can't help it. There's a secret you didn't know. There's a level of things that you don't know, but it's more with principles and how to apply them. And if you can kind of understand that and still think of it as secrets, that's fine. But if you think there's just like secrets and very simple little things that you're going to do, that it's just you do X, Y, Z and you get A, B, C, a lot of times it just doesn't really work that way. I think it's a little more complicated than that. They don't like to do that in marketing because it just dilutes the marketing message. But a lot of the marketing people are pretty dishonest, and I'm pretty transparent with people of how it really works, because I'd rather you have reasonable expectations of how it works than get you in BSing you, and then you don't get good results, and it's enriching me and you. I don't know where that leaves you if you get brought in a certain way, then it's not really the way you expect, or you create some kind of a system, and then you don't get lumped into it very well. Like those little games when you're a little kid where you try to put the square into the square socket, the circle into the circle socket. We try to put you in, and you don't fit into any of those kinds of, into that one piece for that one system. That's what I don't like, guys. And this kind of went kind of deep and went kind of a little bit off on tangents. This was like very high level, but so I'm going to try to just reiterate the biggest thing I want you to take away. It's not that there are secrets as to why you don't have the physique you want, or you don't look the way you want. It's really just everyone's different. Everyone has a different potential, and there's principles with training and nutrition science as well as with lifestyle that you got to apply to yourself to try to build your best physique. And you got to figure out what works best for you and what you're going to be able to follow long enough. And it's that's really what there is to it. That's really what there is to it. And then again, everyone again just has different aptitudes and different potentials for what they can achieve, and different paces at how quickly that they can progress. And I think everyone can build something with their physique that they're going to be happy with and proud of, within reason. And but you do have to have a mentality to be pushing yourself. And even if you were someone that just you don't have great genetics and stuff, it's I don't know that there's secrets that you're going to be able to discover to get that turned around. But I think this training endeavor and working to build your best physique in the what kind of way that you find it worth your time and stuff, and you find it worth your energy, I really think that everyone can be doing something to do that, even if it's just keeping a healthy lifestyle, even if you're not a gym person. But guys, so again, the only secret is there are no secrets. There's just principles that you got to get in tuned with, and you got to be able to apply them to your situation, and you got to be able to apply them consistently for enough time. And that's how you get where you want to be with having your physique, which it's 15 years in the process for me. I'm training over 15 years, and it's always a work in process. And there were never ever secret hacks I discovered where all of a sudden like lifts went up 20 plus or more pounds. There were never secret hacks, guys. It was just a slow kind of process where sometimes things would go better and progress would be made quicker than others. Other times things would be slower. Sometimes you hit bottlenecks, could be with injuries, could be with little aches and pains, could be with just stuff going on in your life, i.e. like working lots of hours and stuff. So there are times where progress is better. There are times that progress is worse. There are times that it's kind of just going even keel. There's never like secrets though, guys. There were never secrets where I learned one thing, like you just change one little thing you're doing and all of a sudden it's I never found it to be that way. I found that they were just cumulative effects that built up over time and just slow and steady kind of progress, with sometimes better than others, other times worse than others. There's never like this thing like with secrets. Never found it to be that way, guys. Could be I just wasn't fortunate enough to discover secrets, but I'm under the impression that the only secret is there are no secrets. That gives you some motivation behind a little marketing thing I've come up with. Well, I don't remember how long I've been doing that. The only secret is there are no secrets. But it's the truth as I see it. I don't like to BS you guys. I like to just tell you how it is and encourage you to be doing things the right ways with your training and your nutrition. And just put it in work, smart and hard, not looking for secrets. That's what I got for today, guys. And guys, if this resonates with you and you're in the same camp as me, like most of what you see online is just people trying to tell you systems and secrets and hacks, and that they're making it sound like it's so specific what they sell. Guys, if you're sick of that and you want to work with, and this more resonates with you, that there's principles that I just got to learn to apply to me, and I got to do it for consistently and for long enough. Like, guys, if this really like resonates with you, and you want to improve your physique and you haven't been getting it done on your own, and you just are like see the value in someone else helping you to do it, then what are you waiting for? Booking a call with me and see how it would look for me to help you to achieve your physique and your fitness goals. Whether you're looking to gain muscle, get stronger, lose fat, just improve a little bit upon what you're doing, whatever it is your goal is. Guys, like if you turn this off and you don't go for this, like the next thing you're going to be seeing potentially on social media, whether it be on YouTube or on Instagram or on TikTok, is some kind of a secret or some kind of this workout is going to blow up your chest. Like, guys, you're going to be then going to go back to getting bombarded with all this the nonsense and stuff. So this resonates with you. Get on my Calendly, book in now. Calendly's in the description. All right. And I mean, and then follow more, and if you follow other people too, follow more stuff with people telling you like this versus just constantly got a proprietary process they're looking to sell you. I haven't found it that way with anything in my life, that they're like secrets and this and that. It's not, guys. Not those secrets. Anyways, that's what I got for today. If you're interested to take your training and your physique to the next levels, guys, Calendly's below. Please subscribe if you're not already. To those of you that are subscribed, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. And Instagram link is below too. My Instagram is at Nick Venuto Fitness. And see you in the next one.